Hey, this is Jake. I did a review and comparison of some headrests for the Herman Miller Aeron chair just a few weeks ago. Since that time, I've become aware there's actually a new Atlas headrest. It's a small update on the previous model that I recommended. This Atlas headrest from before was definitely my pick, beating out the Engineered Now H3 and the Engineered Now H4. And with the new update, they've made an already good product just a little bit better. I'll walk you through some of the changes. So one thing that stayed the same is the way you install the Atlas headrest. It's incredibly simple. You simply find the center area. You can kind of slide it on from the side if you'd like. Once you've got it roughly centered, there's just one Allen screw to tighten down. It's got a nice textured grip, so you can actually do most of the tightening just with your bare hand. And then you just give it a couple twists with the Allen key, and you're all done. That's as easy as it gets in terms of an installation. So other things that have stayed the same about this headrest that I really love are just how incredibly easy it is to adjust. You can adjust the height in this direction, and you can adjust the depth in this direction. And I'm actually 6 foot 3 inches tall, and this is plenty of height for me. Another thing that stayed the same that I really love from the previous model is this plush pillow, which is really a superior material to be using against your head. Some of the competition has a mesh fabric, and I tried those options, but I found that my hair would get caught in the mesh, and I also found that it would chafe against my headphones. So another thing that's really great about this model is this pillow here has worked just perfectly with my headphones. I have a couple pairs of headphones that I really love, and you can use those headphones with a cushion like this. You don't hear any noise. You don't have to worry about damaging them. Another thing that stayed the same that was really important to me is that this metal color is an absolute spot-on perfect match for the Aeron. And the aesthetics of this thing really match the Aeron. The screws here that are on my Aeron look exactly like or very similar to the screws that are on the Atlas headrest. One more thing that stayed the same that I really like is there's not any creaking or noise when you use this product. Some of the competition, notably the Engineered Now headrests, are just constantly creaking when you actually apply pressure against them. This thing is quiet and it's rock solid, and you don't have any issue with the product actually making any noises that might bother you. Okay, so what's actually changed with this new Atlas headrest? Well, the first thing that's changed that's most obvious is they're now using these tensioner knobs for your adjustment of the tension of the forward and back direction and the up and down direction. In the past, the Atlas was using 4 screws that you could tension. So you'd have to go and get a screwdriver if you wanted to make this adjustment. One thing I'd remark on about these knobs that I was really impressed by is they're very similar, if not identical, to the rubberized material that Herman Miller is using for your tension adjustment on the actual chair. So these knobs, again, just like the other aesthetic choices they made with the Atlas, are a real good match for your Herman Miller chair. Second, this tensioner knob, this one on the vertical movement, is new entirely. There was no tension adjustment that I could see on the old Atlas to have to adjust the tension of your movement up and down. So if you had a concern about whether this thing would be moving up and down on its own, you don't have to worry at all now. This tension knob can get very tight. Both of them can get very tight. So you can get this thing really fixed in a strong position. A third change is that they've actually Teflon impregnated all the internal bearing mechanisms. So what that helps with is you don't get any creaking noise whatsoever when you're adjusting any of these tensioner knobs. So I think that the people at Atlas are very aware that one of the advantages of their product is that it's quiet and it doesn't make the kind of creaking noises that some of the competition makes. So they've actually made that even better by Teflon impregnating the internal bearings. So in conclusion, if you don't yet have a headrest for your Herman Miller chair, now would be a great time to pick up an Atlas headrest. If you have one of the competing products and you're unhappy with it, this one might do the trick. If you have the old Atlas like I do, you probably don't need to upgrade. It's a pretty subtle change. The dimensions and the core functions are the same, except for that tension adjustment of the vertical direction and those adjustment knobs. So while there are nice improvements, I don't think it's necessary to upgrade your old Atlas. They made a quality product from the beginning. And I hope you found this video helpful, and I wish you fulfilling and comfortable work and a comfortable, fulfilling life as